It's showtime.
Hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We're your hosts, Terrible Tim
and Looney LJ. We will be your spiritual guides, bringing you some spooktacular musicals this Halloween. That's amazing.
Thanks. I knew my sound effects would be better than Aaron's.
Oh, they were dreadful.
Aaron, just play some of the sound effects we were testing out a wee minute ago. Sounds like you knocked the bins over. You didn't play that one. Play the
other one?
Yeah, the laughy one. That was crap in comparison.
They all are, I can't find it. Let me see, I'll find a random laughing one.
Give us one more.
Yeah, I think we do it better.
We'll just keep to our own. But thank you. We appreciate all the hard work you put in.
He's huffing.
He's huffing in the corner.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, we're having we're getting into the season.
I know, we are. We've decided to treat our lovely listeners with some Halloween episodes.
Halloween episodes?
I know. Did you hear me correctly? Yeah.
So is this one of... Two Halloween episodes? Yeah. Fantastic.
I know.
So where we're going to be looking at spooktacular musicals.
Well, it would be a bit odd if we looked at Christmas
It would be a
ones.
bit... Yeah, I mean, but listen, this is what we're doing for Halloween. Just you wait to see what we've got in store for Christmas.
Oh, I'm excited.
I shouldn't have said that because now we actually have to make an effort. Yeah. Yes. Anyway, apart from the frights, how have you been?
Good. Yeah. I always like sort of getting to this season. October is my favourite time of the month.
Yes.
Time of the month. Time of the year.
Okay. Why so?
Well, we have a wedding anniversary in October.
Oh, yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. I like the crunchy leaves. I like the dark nights. I don't like the spookiness. You're
not a fan of Halloween?
Not a fan. I don't mind Halloween for the sweets and the dress up.
See, that is why I don't do Halloween. I can't stand the dress up.
You're a very good dress up, though. Do you remember all those years ago when we used to have New Year's, dress up, fancy dress parties, and you came as something spectacular every year?
I just think my whole life's been dressing up. I've dressed up my whole life. I've just got to this age.
I'm done with it, darling.
I don't want to dress up anymore.
It's because you're so busy practicing Joseph in your dressing gown every evening that you just don't want to.
Oh, yeah. That in the bath towel.
Yeah.
If you've got it, flaunt it. There's...
Seriously, this is getting worse.
It is getting worse. Yeah.
Okay, our poor listeners are not getting the full effect of your strip-teasing.
Thank goodness. I am sitting firmly on the seat doing nothing. Let me just tell you, listeners, I am not doing anything. Very good. Yes. So, shall we talk about
a spooky musical?
Our first spooky musical?
Yeah. It is.
Ba-ba-da-dum. Ba-ba-da-dum. Aaron, join in. Ba-ba-da-dum. Ba-da-da-dum. Ba-da-da-dum.
Do you know what it is?
Well, I would hope they would know, to be fair. Because if they don't know, they're stupid. The Addams Family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Well done. Yeah, we missed that one.
Yeah, the Addams Family, pretty newish musical.
It's quite a new musical, yeah.
Compared to some of the ones that we have been talking about in the past.
Yeah.
It's been very popular, I think, in the last couple of years, particularly with Amdram, where we are.
Yeah.
Which is how I first came.
You came to it through Amdram.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Yeah. That's it. I've been fortunate enough to choreograph it twice. And the first time I choreographed it, it was the Northern Ireland premiere. So nobody had done it in Northern Ireland. So it was really, really new. It had only been on Broadway. I hadn't even done a UK tour or anything like that. So, so that was my first experience of it. And then I was delighted when I got the opportunity, like a year or two later, to do it again with another company, just to revisit it. Because it's a really fun, kooky, strange, hilarious musical. So
a bit like the Addams Family. It really sort of... keeps that going. Those that are fans of the Addams Family films or TV shows, or originally started off as a cartoon. Yeah. Then it sort of keeps that essence. Yeah.
You see, I didn't really watch any of that. Okay. Like, I didn't watch the films, didn't watch the cartoon, because I'm a wee bit of a chicken. I don't like the frights. Yeah. Now, I don't know how scary the films really are.
No, I wouldn't say they're scary. They're just about a family that like sort of darker things than...
I'm all sunshine and rainbows.
You are. Well, I will tell us a little bit about it. Yeah. So Addams Family is a comedy. Music and lyrics are by Andrew Lippa. And book is by Marshall Berkman and Rick Ellis. Is that Elise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's based on Charles Addams' cartoon, which are about an American ghoulish family who love all things dark.
Dark and macabre.
So we have Wednesday, who is the daughter. Mm-hmm. And Wednesday has fallen in love with a normal. So somebody who doesn't love all things dark.
Imagine that.
I know. Fallen in love with a normal, and... because of this newfound love, his parents will then be visiting the Addams family. So during this visit, chaos occurs as there's a truth serum, meaning Lucas, who is engaged, so it seems, to Wednesday, and his parents declare their unhappy marriage, though they all do get together and are happy in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And crazy things ensue when both families meet each other. That's just Honey in the background scratching herself. I don't know. Honey, have some decorum, would you? Honestly.
So it opened in Chicago. Isn't it amazing how many shows that we have been covering? And it's fab, actually, because I've been like, I've been down that street. I know where that is.
But like, of all the amazing shows that have been in Chicago, and then there wasn't even one when you were there. I mean, it does me anytime Chicago comes up in a musical research.
Do you give yourself a wee giggle?
I do. I giggle, going, God bless Lauren, because she didn't see one in Chicago.
I know, not one.
Curtains were closed.
It was, black.
Yeah, but that's interesting. They did tryouts in Chicago, didn't they?
In 2009, and then it moved to Broadway in 2010. Yeah. And actually, in Chicago, it was more like a workshop lab, whatever, you want to say. But then everybody did come to Broadway, which is a bit rare. Yeah. For a workshop type setting.
But they had amazing people right from the start, didn't they? And the parts, like.
Yeah. Absolutely, like, top notch.
Yeah, like Nathan Lane played Gomez, and BB Newworth was Morticia, and they were like two Broadway stalwarts, weren't they? Yeah.
And probably people would know, well, Nathan Lane, we spoke about him in our producers episode, and then BB, or Beatrice, whatever, how you know her, she would be famous for Chicago, but also as Fraser's wife in Cheers, or Fraser. So, TV show.
I did not know that.
What? Did you know?
Well, I mean, more Frasier than the other one. Okay. Like, I would maybe have watched the occasional episode. Like,
Okay.
I've never really watched what, and I should, because actually the episodes of Frasier I've watched, I laughed, I roared.
Good, yeah.
Very good.
But yeah, so they, as you said, royalty there. Then it had a USA tour in 2011, and then another US and Asia tour in 2013, and then it got a UK tour in 2017.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I think it's quite an interesting show in that it didn't spend a huge amount of time on Broadway. It hasn't, still to this day, had a period of time in the West End or London. But massive and numerous tours. Both in America, there's been several UK and Ireland tours, but also like internationally it's toured. So like there's been productions of it in Sao Paulo in Brazil, Sweden, Australia, Argentina, and many, many more. And you do, apart from the big massive high hitters like the Hamiltons and, you know, shows like that have a real big presence in the musical theatre world, like you don't tend to see that many international tours. So it's quite interesting that although it hasn't had huge residencies in, you know, Broadway or the West End, it's been really successful in the touring circuit.
It just shows you what a tour can do, and if you've got fans behind it, you know, maybe it's different because this had a bit of a fan base with the films, and you know, it certainly, I remember the Addams Family from whenever we were younger, so but yeah, it's just really interesting. It was nominated for 2 Tonys and it did win a Drama Desk Award. So for something that maybe, as you said, didn't have a long time in Broadway, but had loads of tours, it certainly was recognised.
It's just interesting because I think, obviously, there will be similarities with Beetlejuice because of the whole Halloween thing. But even as a show, I think they're very similar in that the comedy aspect, really good. So, like the songs in both of those shows are fantastic. And for Beetlejuice, it seems Beetlejuice was much more successful in Broadway than Addams Family. And then I wonder, is it because there's not a huge number of like Halloween-y, you know, shows or, you know, shows based upon Halloween movies. And I'm wondering if because Addams Family was the first, did Addams Family in a way kind of pave the way for audiences when it came to them Beetlejuice? I don't know.
It could have, and I think, well, we spoke about it in our Beetlejuice episode, you know, it was the fans that really have kept Beetlejuice going, you know.
But there's a huge fan base for Addams Family.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, and had COVID maybe not happened and people had that sort of the disadvantage Beetlejuice were at, where they had to sell so many tickets and they didn't in that period of time that they were sort of assessing it.
The fans got behind it to try and rescue the show, to save the show, didn't they? Yeah. Fair enough, No, but I thought it was quite interesting. So
no, it's a good musical.
It is a good musical. I really love it. And you know, Andrew Lippa, who did the music and lyrics, is up there with one of my favourite musical composers. And he hasn't done a huge amount, but what he's done, I think he's really talented. Like, and I wish he would do more and put more out there. I love Addams Family, and I love another one of the musicals that I think he adapted it. Or wrote his own version of it. It's called The Wild Party.
Yes, he did.
And the music in The Wild Party is up there with one of my, like, top 5 or 6 like cast recordings, because the music is class. But he hasn't done a huge amount. Do you know what I mean? But his music is the music and the lyrics in this are really clever.
That's
like really, really funny.
I definitely noticed whenever I was researching was the lyrics are quite poetic. The music just fits. There's a real vibe to it. A bit like how some composers we had looked at before have looked at the character that they are writing for and created a style for that character. And he's done the same. And it works. You know, you can tell that's a Gomez song, or you can tell that Wednesday's meant to sing this song.
I suppose that's the joy of having really strong, firmly established characters before you even start the process, because, you know, those characters have been about in, you know, American, culture.
Yeah. A culture.
Culture, for a long time, so that, they're so, you know the character really well, which means is it easier to write songs for them? I don't know. Really cool though, but some huge numbers, but which we might get onto later.
Yeah.
Here, but before we started Musical Lyrical Lingos, we were properly interrupted earlier by two absolute tearaways.
Yeah, we definitely were interrupted.
Ghostly images at the door. Give me the frights. They always give me the frights, to be fair.
They do. They quite like to torture you.
Yeah, so we let our listeners into the chaos that followed.
Yeah, let's listen and brace yourselves.
Turn the volume down. Okay, we've got some ghostly gremlins who have joined us this week.
They are gremlins indeed. Do you two want to introduce yourselves to everybody?
Well, I'm CJ, but I don't really think personally I'm the gremlin. I think you're referring to
Who?
This one.
Who's this one?
And who are you?
My name's Ethan.
Your name's Ethan, okay. And how do we know you, little creatures?
You are my mother.
What? When did that happen?
I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys got to go and see Addams Family not that long ago with Auntie Gillian, isn't that right?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're so lucky too.
Yeah. So Auntie Gillian likes to buy you guys a Christmas present where she takes you and sees a show.
Yeah. Last year it was Shrek the musical, and then this year it was Addams Family.
That's right.
And had you heard any of the music from Addams Family before you went to see it?
No, I actually really like, this is probably like psycho vibes here, but I really like going into musicals like with a fresh mind to see them first, unless it's like 6 or something like that. Well,
That's hardly psycho vibes. I thought you were about to say that you're channeling like Wednesday Addams or something, because that is a bit frightening. I think in a couple of years' time you could play a pretty good Wednesday Addams.
Absolutely.
And Ethan, you could do Pugsley.
You could. In fact, your relationship's a wee bit similar to you like to play tricks on each other, don't you?
yeah.
Does CJ torture you, Ethan?
No, I torture her.
And he said it with a Pugsley look on his face too.
He's honest. At least he's honest.
Mm-hmm.
You two have been dying to come on this podcast, haven't you?
Dying.
Yeah, we just gave in. Eventually we went, right, okay. We can't. So tell us about Addams Family then, your experience, CJ.
Well, I loved it. I just thought it was like amazing, and I think personally it had like one of the best show openings I've ever seen. It was so like attention grabbing as well.
What is the opening number?
When You're in Addams, and it's
Okay.
like one of my favourite songs from it, and like the first few songs are actually like, in my opinion, the best songs ever.
And why did you like the When You're in Addams as an opening? Why was it a good opening?
There's a few lines. So, give us shadows and give us gloom, broken glass in a motel room, something fun we can all excuse and give it all tonight. I just really like that. I think it's...
Do you like the poeticness of the lyrics?
Yeah.
Cure your mother's daughter.
I hope you mean that as a compliment.
It is, yeah. It's like a mini me sitting here in front of us. Very good. It's quite spooky, isn't it? From the beginning.
It's lovely.
You
It's
not get scared.
No, it's just like, what? It's like jaw-dropping, but in like a good way.
Do you two like scary things?
I love scary things.
Ethan? No, Ethan's not a fan of the scary. Ethan, you and me, I can't do scary.
No, neither
That
can
surprises me. I would have done that as a role reversal.
I
would have
know.
said you would have been the scary Mary, Ethan.
Yeah.
And you would have been hiding behind the pillow or the cushion, crying.
Isn't that how you would think with
100%,
these two?
yeah.
But it's the complete opposite.
But
it's so strange.
I like a scary movie that she thinks is so terrifying.
And what is that?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, I can't even watch things.
Oh my
like that.
goodness, it is so
It's just like, it's
good.
freaky.
No, it is not. No, it is not. You hate the children in it.
Yeah.
But the children
Very
are
good.
best.
Anything else you liked about Addams Family?
The songs are just so good. Like I said, jaw-dropping, being pulled in a new direction, One Normal Night, and What If.
They're your favourites, are they?
Favourites.
Which, if you had to choose one, which one would come out on top?
being pulled in a new direction.
Would you like to sing it someday?
Yeah.
I'm being pulled in a new direction. Very good. Who's your favourite character then?
Wednesday and Gomez.
Very good. You don't like Fester?
Yeah, he's cool, but like he's funny. Like I love his relationship with the moon, and I just think like it's so.
Listen to that evil laugh of yours, Ethan.
Did you just remember about?
I just remembered at the very end, he got Pugsley, who was like smoking a cigarette, put it on like put him into like a cannon, and he like flew up towards the moon.
They used the cigarette to light the cannon, did they? They shoot him off. Very good, funny. Very good. And what did you like all the dancing in it?
I loved the dancing. I think the choreography was the best part of it.
But Charlotte, I didn't choreograph it. What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry, Timmy, sorry.
I teach both of these terrors on a Saturday, and they are terrors. Like, that's the only word to describe them.
They do like to torture you. I think it's because they kind of
100%, and it's only getting worse.
I think it's because they know you and
Yeah.
you're so familiar.
You can't say
see
anything
too
with
much.
any of your warm-ups.
No, yeah, I torture them. to be fair.
Yeah, they do. He totally does.
Oh my goodness, it's like, do this, like shake your hand in really fast, and I'm like, help me. Like, I think I'm going to turn into like a helicopter.
Do you think you're going to fly off and meet them in whenever you do that?
She thinks that she's just going to float around the river. I feel like I'm going to go up into space.
Okay. What about the storyline, Ethan? In Addams Family, you were saying to me, so Wednesday has found a boyfriend, isn't that right? And somebody she wants to marry. What did you think of that?
I felt like it was very, very weird.
Very, very weird.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, the way that they were talking to each other.
Oh, you didn't like it?
Just like, hello,
Oh.
how are you?
You mean flirting?
Yeah, that's not flirting.
Are you sure?
I know flirting.
Ethan knows.
I know flirting.
But you found that to be a wee bit like, oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, it was kind of like, have you seen the, when objects that don't move, like, try to like each other, and you're in, like, movies, and you're like, that's the weirdest thing I ever...
What? I'm sorry.
So confused.
No, in some movies...
Okay.
Like, either Lego figures or something. They're like the Lego movie, like, either they think they like each other. And it's just,
Okay, so it's, what we've just witnessed there is a real insight into Ethan's brain.
And I'm completely lost.
Yeah, I think we all are, but that's fine, as long as you're okay. But what about the singing and the dancing and the songs? What did you think of the musical altogether, Ethan?
I think it was okay.
It was okay, but you came out of it really enjoying it and then listening to the music whenever you came home, isn't that right?
Yeah, but I was just terrified that the thing that we were watching it in would like break or something or go on fire. So I was like,
What were you watching?
In the opera house, you felt like it felt very spooky in the opera house, so you were a bit scared.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If Addams isn't your favourite musical, what is? Do you have a favourite musical you like listening to at the moment?
SpongeBob the musical.
You like SpongeBob? Very good. What about you, CJ?
Oh, right. Okay, this is...
Here we go. A list of about 24. Shouldn't have asked.
Well, like, my overall is Hamilton.
Okay.
Hamilton is and has been and will forever be my favourite musical, but, like, girl, I can't
Girl,
do it. Like,
I'm a boy.
it's like there's a little bit of Six, there's a little bit of Prom, there's a little bit of, obviously, Addams Family,
Hairspray.
SpongeBob, Hairspray, like Middle Shop, like too many.
You should see these two.
I know.
They are more theatrical than their mother. This is actually hilarious. Very good. What's the next show you're going to do? If you could choose your next role in your next show, what would it be, CJ?
Well, I'm currently, like, in a production of Joseph.
Oh,
And I'm
nice.
the butler.
Nice.
So that's fun. But, I mean, in Joseph, whenever you were even doing this as your first one, like the narrator.
First podcast, you mean?
Yeah. It was like the narrator would be that one.
You would be the narrator. Yeah. You'd be a great narrator.
I know. Right?
Give it a couple of years. Wait till you're a wee bit older, and then you could do that.
Kid.
What about you? Do you want to be in a musical?
Yeah.
Maybe ish.
Yeah. What kind of musicals are we talking about?
Well, that's what we asked the questions. You're supposed to give the answer.
Would Nightmare Before Christmas count as a musical?
Well, you could turn it into a musical, and then you could star in it.
It's basically just a musical.
What are you chewing? Because it's turning your teeth blue.
Yeah, it's a special
kind of
bubble gum from America.
baseball.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
Well, you've now blue teeth. Congratulations.
I'm a Smurf.
I think you've got it confused. The whole the whole color that is associated with Addams Family is black, not blue. Okay, get it right next time. Get it right.
Now, don't you be putting him on that torture rack where you stretch him.
No promise.
Are you the
No, I need to do that to you. You're short.
Maybe we should leave it here before they kill each other.
Well, thank you so much for joining our Addams Family podcast, and you definitely display that you are little gremlins, and maybe definitely not part of the normals anyway. So
You give birth stuff, so you're probably the
the goblin giver.
Yeah.
okay, Goblin Giver.
Yeah.
What a name! Well,
Lovely.
thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Well, you'll see them very soon.
Well,
I'll see ya.
I'm hoping that I will.
You never escape them.
so mean. Bye.
Well, it'll take a while to recover from that whirlwind.
Certainly. At least you escape. They're a bit mental.
It's all your fault. They're literally mini-me's of the two of you. So funny, like.
I was getting away with that there.
Not a chance.
I was going to be a dig at Lord.
Not a chance. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was interesting what they were saying. You know, CJ was talking about the lyrics and some of the songs that she just really enjoyed, and she's young.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, but that's why she's your daughter, because to be her age and be able to go to things and have a real clear opinion on it is really refreshing.
Yeah,
There's not many young folk that can do such a thing. Yeah, but what are they dressing up for Halloween? We should have asked them that.
Yeah, no, actually, we forgot to ask them. CJ actually wants me and her to dress up as the characters from Gilmore Girls, which we would have spoke about in our previous episodes.
Are they scary?
No.
You see, this is the thing with Halloween. It's it used to be that you only dressed up as like scary things, and now it's just like dress up as whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, that's what she wants.
Very good. Yeah. What about...
Dears knows. I think we had a wee insight into his mind, so it'll something different.
It's rather frightening. Well, will we move on to our musical lyrical lingos for Addams Family then? Did you learn much, CJ?
Don't
See, that's what happens when you bring her on the podcast.
Yeah, I learned about people.
She'll love that, by the way, that I've just called you CJ.
I know. I learned about people, and from that, then it made me think again how clever the lyrics were, and how we really need to praise lyricists more, because it's not just a matter of a word being shoved in there. There's a meaning behind everything, you know. So, when you're an Addams, a shunder.
A shunder? Yeah.
And it says into forcefully separated pieces. So it says one torn asunder, down 6 feet under.
We gather to here. Something like that.
So that means, as I said, forcefully separated pieces, but it's just that forcefully separated. Could have just been torn, but it's a shunder, makes it.
But it's the ancestors that sing that bit. So basically, in that opening number, they summons their ancestors, you know, from is it crypts and you know, tombs, and you know. So I think they're telling their story of what happened to them, type thing. And there's many a story as to how their ancestors saw their end. Oh, yeah. So, Death is Just Around the Corner is basically filled with every possible death scenario you could have. It's a really funny song to listen to. You should give it a good old listen if you're looking for an idea for how.
We'll put it on the playlist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that playlist that I haven't updated for a very, very long time. Guess what I'm doing over half term? It's a great number because it kind of goes through how they all met their demise.
I don't know, that's interesting.
Some very funny ones.
That When You're in Addams is a brilliant opening number.
Oh, it's as CJ says, like, it is perfect. Yeah. It just smacks you right in the face right from the word go. Yeah.
And totally sets it up and you understand who they are and everything about it, but it's very... You find yourself like just wanting to move your shoulders and dance even whenever you're just listening to it.
Well, that's it. It's like a massive big party, isn't it? It's like, we're all meeting together again, living and dead, and those undecided, which I think is also a funny line. Yeah. I have a few musical lyrical lingos from When You're in Addams as well. The ancestors sing, every cadaver, start your palaver. Or, and I didn't know what a cadaver was. Cadaver. Well, they sing cadaver. Every cadaver. Maybe it's an American accent they're singing. Is a corpse or of a dead body. I didn't know that.
Oh, I did not know that either.
Yep, so there you go.
Cadaver?
Then...
Cadaver.
Cadaver. I'm sorry.
Cadaver,
I'm thinking of MacGyver. Like that. Never mind.
Oh, Lordy days. Yeah, that's what you see. This is why you're here, aren't you? Also, then they, in the dance break, I love a good old dance break as long as it doesn't go on for too long.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of choreography. But in the dance break, I think it's Gomez shouts, bunny hop!
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know what a bunny hop was, so when I was choreographing the show, like, obviously I was very good and went and did my research. So a bunny hop was like a novelty dance created in Balboa High School in San Francisco in 1952. And it was like a popular social dance.
Yes.
And it kind of formed like a conga, and you would have kicked your legs out to the side, and then you would have done like bunny hops forward.
Yeah.
So I put that into the show.
Well, do you know that it's another musical taught me about a bunny hop?
What?
By the Light of the Silvery Moon, a Doris Day.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's Doris Day movies.
And so do they do the bunny hop?
They do the bunny hop in it, yeah.
By the Light of the Silvery Moon?
By the Light of the Silvery Moon, and that's a two-parter. The Light of the Silvery Moon, and I can't remember the name of it, but she goes to dance lessons in the bunny hop. Isn't that fun?
That's
See,
cool.
musicals teach everything.
Very good. Any other musical lyrical lingos you got?
So, Normal Night.
So this is possibly one.
On Moonlight Bay.
On Moonlight Bay.
And then the other one is By the Light of the Silvery Moon.
Oh,
so they're a Doris Day movie, and they it's a two-parter. Brilliant, brilliant movies. Watch them. Anyway.
Very good.
Thanks for that, executive producer. So, Normal Night, I learnt about Diana the Huntress.
Yes.
She is referenced. And Diana the Huntress is a goddess in Roman and... Is it Helsinki? No? I say that wrong. Hellenistic.
Oh, Lordy
Anyway,
days.
she's a goddess in Roman religion. She was the patroness of countryside, nature, hunters, wildlife and childbirth. So Lucas refers to Wednesday standing there with... this is where I first seen her, with the crossbow
and arrow, yeah.
And she standing there looking like Diana the Huntress. So Diana was the patroness of nature, hunters, wildlife and childbirth. Hellenistic.
Okay. Aaron's got his head in his hands.
It's okay. We're all
I went
good.
to say hands in his hairs there. That doesn't make sense.
She was the goddess of the moon and twin sister of Apollo.
Yes.
There we go. You see, if you're not into that kind of stuff, why would you know? In One Normal Night, Fester, and I love the character Fester in the musical because every so often he'll just stop like a song and like talk straight to the audience.
Oh,
like,
brilliant.
Are you
Breaks that fourth wall.
almost like, are you following along with what's going on here? Because it is so bonkers that sometimes you just need that to go like, we're just going to stop a wee minute.
Yeah.
Are you all still with us?
Yeah.
Do you understand? And he's talking about one normal night we should probably set in context is when Wednesday has invited Lucas and his family to meet her family for the first time, and she just desperately wants everybody in her family to act normal.
Yes.
And to not let her down, and to try and put on a facade of, we are just like you. Mm-hmm. Do not scare them off. Don't scare them. And then Fester kind of stops proceedings and is like, so, let's talk about normal.
Yeah.
What's normal?
Yeah.
And
because Lucas sort of has the same conversation with his parents, isn't that right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because his parents are a wee bit uptight and a bit hard work.
Yeah.
And he's like, just be normal. Like, stop being so uptight. And but Fester then talks about all these ideas of normal, and one of the questions he asks is, was nausea right for Dramamine? Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what Dramamine was. Okay. So it's an over-the-counter medication to treat motion sickness and nausea.
Yes. So what I found as well with this, Americans would know the names of medicine more than we would, because if we go, we just are given like paracetamol or whatever. Yeah. In America, you need to know the name of the tablet that you want to take.
Yes.
So CJ gets really bad travel sickness.
Okay.
So she would always have that when we are
Dramamine.
Yes.
Oh,
when
wow.
we are in America, because we can just buy it over the counter.
Yeah. I mean, chemists in America are a whole different world compared to the chemists here. Yeah. I remember the last time we were in America, our Adam took like a really bad head cold, and we got him a cough bottle. I'm telling you, that cough bottle sent him to the moon. He was absolutely wired.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a cough bottle? Like, what could possibly be in a cough bottle to have created this absolute maniac?
Yeah. No, it's really interesting going in and seeing all of their stuff. But again, kind of was, whenever I was reading it, I was like, you can tell that this person who's writing it is American because they've used a brand name.
So American.
Yeah.
Like, the lyrics are so American.
Yeah.
In that when the UK tour first came, a few of the lines had to be changed because the references culturally just didn't make sense to a British audience. So yeah, I love One Normal Night. It's a fantastic number.
It is. So it also was Ballet Night for Balanchine?
Was ballet right for Balanchine?
Balanchine. Okay, so he was an American choreographer.
Yep.
And most influential for 20th century ballet, and his style of neoclassical, which includes elements of traditional while embracing modern and abstract. So that's what he was known for, but I didn't know about him.
Balanchine. You see, the dancer in me, darling. I knew who Balanchine was. I just didn't know Dramamine. Yeah. That's why we do the podcast together, isn't it? Any others?
Full Disclosure.
The best number in the show.
Oh, you think that's the best number?
Full Disclosure.
It is. It's pretty good. I would say it would be a really good number to be in if you're a chorus member.
This show is the best show that I've ever been involved in. For chorus members. Yeah. Because as soon, like right from the word go, from when you're in Addams and those ancestors come out, and basically that is your ensemble, they are in the whole thing. You know, they are there constantly because they've been set free. So they're roaming around the place until they're sent back down again. It's a brilliant show for them.
Amdram, that is great.
That is the number one thing companies should be looking at. What is there for all our members?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, full disclosure, Gomez sings about... Now, I am not going to get his name right, so I'm not going to pronounce it.
Oh,
but he was the Chinese revolutionary leader.
Ding...
Yeah, we're not going to pronounce it. Like, I mean,
I've done this show twice. I should know it.
Ding... I
need the lyric that it's in.
I know I'm not very good at writing that down. But yes, I didn't know who that was.
DENG, new word, XIAO, new word, ping.
Yeah. So I just learned that
Deng Xiaoping.
Ding Xiaoping. See, I would have said that.
Would you?
Maybe. Ding Xiaoping.
Yes. So he maybe took some inspiration from Lenin, who was a socialist.
Oh,
Yeah, so- but that's
we're
who
getting very deep.
That's so that's what I learned from the Addams
Very
Family.
good. I learnt about acrimonium. So I love Grandma
Yeah, she's a pretty
because
good
she
character.
is mental, like totally nuts. And she goes around with a wee cart, and in the cart are all these different potions and different
Yes.
chemicals that she uses to mix. And one of them is acrimonium that Pugsley gets his hands on and puts into the chalice, the secret chalice that they are using in full disclosure, because it's all about we all drink from the chalice and we all
Yeah.
share something, overshare.
Yeah.
In the case
Yes.
of that show, and then in the end, Lucas's mother drinks from it and she goes bonkers.
Pugsley had wanted it to be Wednesday.
Yes, exactly. Because
Isn't
he wanted to play a trick on his sister and kind of ruin the whole night because he doesn't want her to have a boyfriend. Cute.
I
Because then
know,
he'll
it
lose his sister.
Yeah.
It is like this is the thing for a funny Kooky show. It has such heart,
It does.
which we'll get onto, I think maybe. But with acrimonium, Grandma's potion is designed to help overly perky people get back in touch with their id side. So I didn't know what acrimonium was, but I also didn't know what they meant by id side, and id side is just their dark side.
Oh, okay.
Hence, when Alice, Lucas's mother, drinks it, she goes to her dark side
Yes.
and lets it all hang out. Yeah. I also love, there's a scene in the show where Pugsley is trying to take some of the potions and Grandma catches him. And she says, "Keep your hands off my," bad word,
Okay.
beginning with SH1T, or I'll rip it off and bury it. But the way it's said is so funny
Okay.
in an Addams Family kind of way. So yeah, I learnt that. And then the last lesson I suppose I learnt was just how great Gomez and Morticia are as parents, and letting their children be whoever they want to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just be you, and that's kind of what they tell them.
That's
you're
kind of
you,
the
and we love you
message.
for who you are. And I just thought it was really lovely.
I always think that is the best message that comes out of the Addams Family is that it is okay to be you. You are not going to, no matter if you think something, just one thing differently to somebody else or 20 things differently, you're going to not be seen as normal. Whatever normal is. So just embrace what you love and just go for
That's it.
what way you want life to be.
And in a show where there's huge musical numbers and upbeat and crazy and mental, then you've got beautiful songs like Happy Sad, or then another version of Happy Sad, Right or Wrong, and that Gomez sings, and they're straight from the heart, and they're beautiful moments because all the craziness in the show just goes and it's so quiet and sensitive, and it's just him singing to his daughter, and it's oh, that's really lovely.
Yeah, and I think that those moments are real life moments. So I remember being little, and probably Charlotte's age, and watching my Father of the Bride, and my dad saying, no, don't watch that because that's too soon, because I can't think of you getting married one day.
Aww.
So, I think of that. But whenever I was listening to the Addams Family, and then I was starting to think about Aaron, thinking about CJ getting married or moving on, and I was like, oh, that's really sad. It's lovely because that must be a very tough moment whenever your little girl is
I'm sure
not a little girl anymore.
Aaron, I'm just thinking, if you shaved your beard off and kept your moustache, you could play a perfect Gomez.
I thought you were going to say
Couldn't I?
faster.
No.
I was already called that.
I'm not that brave. I'm not that brave.
We did. Do you remember for Stage Girl, we took the photographs and the four of us were the Addams Family? We must hook that picture out.
Oh no.
Do you not remember?
I do remember. This was during COVID.
Yeah.
So during COVID, I forgot all about this.
Did you?
As did my face, and I'll get on to it in a minute. So for COVID, obviously, like every organisation, things just stopped.
Yeah.
And we had tried to think what could we do for our kids, how could we stay connected with them during this period where they can't come to class and they're not seeing each other and all the rest of it. And I think was Jen, maybe?
Yeah, it was.
Our good friend Jen Rooney came up with the idea of, like a musical challenge where, was it each day for a week?
Yeah.
We would post a different musical title. And the kids had to go and, using what they had at home, create a picture of them as somebody from that musical.
And as a parent, of kids who were missing stage go,
yeah.
it was brilliant. Yeah. It was great.
For everybody, like we had parents that then you guys got involved as well. So it wasn't just the kids and, the teachers got involved too. LJ's showing me her picture. Yeah, you have to post that on. And Aaron's just showing me a picture of him with a moustache. You see, I stand by it. But I did then Uncle Fester.
That's right, you were hilarious.
And so I had to slick my hair right back, okay? But then I still didn't look bald, and I also didn't have the pale complexion that Uncle Fester needs to have. So I don't know what came over me. Maybe the fact that I was locked in a house on my own. I thought it would be a brilliant idea to just smother my head and my face in pseudocreme. But the problem is with pseudocreme, if you put that amount of pseudocreme on your face...
You're talking to parents here?
Okay,
yeah,
for that amount of time.
Yeah.
My God, my face was burnt off me. But listen, it's what you do for kids, right?
Yeah, it was very good.
I forgot we did that, and Addams Family was one of those ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, but like mine's so embarrassing.
Oh, you'll have to put it up too.
Well, if you're going to put yours up,
Okay.
I'll put mine up too. I
Brilliant.
need to find it first.
Brilliant.
Is that us on to our memories then? I suppose that's one really brilliant memory I forgot all about.
Yeah.
See, I am losing it. Like,
No, I think it's just sometimes it's in there, but just a wee trigger.
yeah.
Memories and connections are I just remember the kids coming home after that present. I think that's such a lovely present that they get, is that they get to go and see a different musical. Because it's really hard to introduce kids to stuff, and you don't always want to say, this is my favourite, so you have to enjoy it. You want them to experience it in a theatre.
And it's nice to experience theatre with other people, not always their parents as well, which is nice.
So I remember they came home and it was so good and it was so funny, and which then made me want to really watch it.
Yeah.
And get to see it. So that's all I have. And then
I have great memories of doing it. I think it's probably up there with one of my favourite musicals I've ever done.
Amazing.
Just because it is so much fun. So the process is fun. Mm-hmm. The company members were having fun because they were being able to be absolutely outlandish and mental and crazy, and nothing was too much. Do you know what I mean? The more they could give you, the better it was, and they were absolutely superb.
And the costumes are always fab, and the makeup. And I remember Gillian putting a picture whenever she was in it and being like, "Wow!"
Our friend Gillian was in it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it was brilliant, and part of the musical Fester. In full disclosure, declares his love.
Yes.
He's fallen in love with the moon. And then he has and that's another beautiful song, actually. Like, his song about falling in love with the moon, which just should be so ridiculous, but it's got such heart. And we actually flew him.
Oh, wow.
And our moon was those big, massive paper, light lampshades that you can, what's that? Drape from the ceiling. But it was a massive one. So, of course, crazy me comes up with the idea, and I'm like, but how did we get the moon up there? How do we get the lantern up there? So we ended up like getting a big massive fishing rod.
Oh, wow.
And somebody dressed in all black so you couldn't see them at all. Like, it was really clever. And he like played with the moon then as he was flying. You know, we got a professional over from London and they flew him up. So he was on wires and he had the moon and he was able to like juggle the moon from one hand to the other. And I just remember that process of taking that going, we're absolutely bonkers, but if this works, it could be really brilliant.
Yeah.
And it worked and it was really brilliant.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's some of the proudest moments I've had. And then the UK tour came, and no offence, but I thought the first UK tour was absolutely pants in comparison. And I don't often say that.
No, you know,
because we've got to remember, I work within amateur theatre. So I am never going to say, you know, anything about professional theatre then.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm telling you now, I'll stand by it. You can bury me 6 feet under if you don't agree. But I think my amateur production of it was far better than the first UK tour. Just saying.
Well, there you go.
Thank you and good night.
Okay, standing ovations then for the whole musical.
Oh, it's a hard one because there's so many brilliant numbers. I love Full Disclosure, One Normal Night, Death is Just Around the Corner that I was talking about. Also, Morticia has a second song called Secrets, which is really cool, and it's about... it's not actually in the cast recording.
That's right. There's a couple of songs that aren't in the cast recording.
It's
Gomez is Torn.
That's right. It's almost like it almost did a rewrite after the cast record, or maybe the like version that was released to, you know, amateur companies. However, that's the same version as all those like UK tours have had.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a America UK thing. Maybe slightly different versions. But Secrets is a great number too about how, you know, her and Gomez don't keep secrets when in fact he's keeping a massive secret from Morticia in the show. Do you know what I mean? And as you say, When You're in Addams is a great opener. So I can't choose all of them. So I'm just going to say the kind of ensemble the ensemble numbers.
Yeah, no, I think that's good.
And Gomez is hilarious. His script is hilarious.
I was going to say Gomez would be my standing ovation. I think sort of the juggling he has to do, how he sort of reacts to his daughter versus his wife, and in that song Torn, it really sort of, how do I keep a secret from her? How do I keep a secret from her? You know, all of this. And I suppose just it depends on who's playing it, but I suppose a lot of the cast recording that I've listened to has been Nathan Lane, so it just sounded like it was written for him.
It so was like, but then he has an amazing power in that you could say that about most of the roles he's originated. Do you know what I mean? Like, you would say for Max Bialystock, like he was born to play that role on stage. He was born to play Gomez. You know, I think he has comedy-wise, he's a particular knack of really performing fantastic comic male roles. Like, to the highest level.
No, I think he's great. Also, I think a shout out to Carrie Hope Fletcher. She was Wednesday in the original, and
UK tour.
UK tour. She, whenever she's singing some of the songs, you can really feel that emotion, and especially in Pulled.
And I think she would. I followed her on social media when she was, you know, going through that whole process, and she was very good at putting up things, you know, as she was on the UK tour at different venues and stuff, and I think it was a massive deal for her, that part. Yeah,
because she does Love October and everything.
Yeah, and at that time, you know, the age she was when she played it and all the rest of it. Because I remember her in floods of tears when the UK tour was over, and I was just like, I don't think I can say goodbye to this show. But I'm like, stop being so dramatic. On to the next one, love.
Absolutely.
That's show business.
Yeah, so that was a good one. Not too spooky.
Well, here's the thing, like, there's not many, like, Halloween-y musicals out there. No. And I'm not so sure the really, really scary ones would work. Like, I know that American Psycho was turned into a musical and it was absolutely pants.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Yeah,
How did they ever think American Psycho, a really scary, psychological, thrillery,
Would be
awful
okay
thing?
with a top number.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to work, folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but we can maybe talk about that in our next Halloween episode. Like, what Halloween musicals, or not, what Halloween films out there would you maybe think of turning into a musical?
Oh, that would be a good question.
You've got a very short amount of time to think about that, because we're about to re-record it in a minute. Full disclosure.
Help!
Boom, 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 boom. Very good.
Yep.
Is that us for
That is
this
us
episode?
for this episode.
We are totally spoiling you. You're not having to wait
No.
a full week until you get your next fill of us.
No.
They're all going, oh God, once a week's enough. What are they doing? Why are they polluting our airwaves?
In a few days, you will get our second Halloween special.
Ooh. But in the meantime, will you do us a wee Halloween trick or treat?
Oh.
Will you go and give us a wee rating?
Ah, nice.
Because we know we have lovely people who are still listening. Why? I have no idea.
Oh, because we're so entertaining.
Listen to her. But we would love it if you would give us a rating, because the more ratings we get, then the more people hear and find out about us. We would like to maybe see if we can get a few more listeners.
Yeah, that would be great.
So you've got a couple of days to get on to whatever listening platform you're listening to us on and give us a little rating. However, I've just realised it could be trick or treat. Don't give us a pants rating, right?
No, give us an honest one.
No, just give us 5 stars, guys. Basically.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
give us 5 stars.
Or I will come and I will find you. And I will kill you.
On that note,
Bye.